Guys, today I have an interesting video for you. Shout out real fast to the Madden mod community for posting this mod, but I went ahead and used the 2015 mod, which again was posted by W of the Madden mod community, and then I added Patrick Mahomes to that franchise file. So we have the 2015, Kansas City Chiefs, the 2015 across the board roster, but with Patrick Mahomes. Now, obviously, Patrick Mahomes did not join the league in 2015. He was, of course, Alex Smith was the quarterback of the Chiefs at that time. With that being said, though, let's go down the list here and just look at some of these teams. And, of course, Patrick was drafted in 2017. But we did have Andrew Luck at the time in 2015. Now, I miss Andrew Luck. I really do. I feel like that's one guy that we didn't get to really see a long career of because, obviously, he retired very early because of his injury. But kind of does suck. Whoa. I forgot Sue was on the Dolphins. See, now, this is why I like looking back at some of these older videos, like older teams, because it's just like players you kind of forget about. And DeMarco Murray, wow. He was on the Eagles. I remember him the most, obviously, on the Cowboys. And then he went to the Titans, and that's kind of where things went downhill. We got Chris Chester. I think he was a Ravens left guard at one point as well. Roddy White, okay. 49 Joe Staley. Was 2015. No, this is way after. Torrey Smith. Oh, so this is when he left Baltimore and he went over to San Francisco. Anquan Bolden. Okay, so this is when after the Super Bowl. So he was with the Ravens during the Super Bowl and he left the Ravens and he went over to San Francisco. He got traded there. Vernon Davis. Wow, okay. Kind of forgot Vernon Davis was still in the league in 2015. Eli Manning. That was kind of the latter part of his career. Obviously, after winning 2 Super Bowls. It is so weird to say that. He won 2 Super Bowls versus the GOAT. Yeah, that's a beautiful sight. I mean, if you're ever going to get the job done, Calvin Johnson and Stafford, if you ever get the job done, you got to do it against the GOAT, pretty much. Haloti Ngata. This is when he left Baltimore and went to the Lions. He actually, when he left Baltimore, he went to the Lions. He dissed Baltimore and said that he never played with true athletes before he went to the Lions. So, yeah. Gotta love it, man. Absolutely dissed Baltimore right there. I'm not a Ravens fan, but, like, that's, yeah. Michael Orr on the Panthers. Man. That Michael Orr situation got a little crazy recently, actually, with him suing his family. Well, the family adopted him because they, like, coerced him into a, forget what actually it's called. There's a word for it. Pretty much, ownership. Like, they coerced him to sign paperwork and got all his rights and crap, so he sued them. Earl Thomas, back in 2015. You got Cam Chancellor, Richard Sherman, back in the Pete Carroll era there. AB on the Steelers. Oh, lordy. Okay. AB still on the Steelers. JJ Watt still on the Texans with Big Vince. DeAndre Hopkins. Ryan Mallett's their quarterback. Yeah, the Texans. I feel so bad for Texans fans. I mean, their franchise literally got founded because they were the Houston Oilers, and then that became the Tennessee Titans. Then you got the Texans, who become a new team. I believe, was it 2002, 2003? Maybe a little bit before that. They became a new extension team added to the league. And, since then, they never really figure out the quarterback situation. And obviously, now they do with C.J. Stroud. But, yeah. And, well, they had Deshaun Watson, but then Deshaun Watson had his situation. And then, yeah. So let's just take a look at this. Jamal Charles is the running back. Wide receivers, we got Jeremy Maclin. He would go to the Eagles after this. DeAnthony Thomas, he would never progress in anything. Albert Wilson, not really. Chris Conley, he played for like 1,000 different teams after this. Kelsey obviously still in the roster. Eric Fisher, he would leave eventually. Ben Grubbs, he used to be a Raven actually for a little bit of time. Mitch Morris, okay. Jeff Allen, Zach Fulton, Donald Stevenson, Alan Bailey, Mike DeVito, Dontario Poe, the 346 mammoth there, 346 pound mammoth. D Ford, Justin Houston, Derek Johnson. We got Tamaha Lee. We got Josh Martin, Sean Smith, Marcus Peters. This is before obviously he left and went to the Ravens. Now, I think he played the Raiders last season. Steven Nelson. I think he just recently actually retired. Eric Berry. Love myself some Eric Berry, man. Freaking one of my favorite players in NFL history. All right, so let's get into the season. So this is 2015 rosters, 2015 everything. So if we go ahead and look at this 2015 schedule. So there's only 17 games in the year, not 18 games. Now, because of how Madden works, that's only for this season. It won't be for next season, sadly. So after this season, it will go back to 18 games, and playoffs will go back to normal playoffs after this year. Just a little side note there, but we have one injury starting off this video, and it's a cornerback, Phillip Gaines. I don't believe Phillip Gaines ever really panned out to anything special in the league. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't believe he did. All right. I forgot. Hold up. Let me just double check this real fast because sometimes Madden's stupid. Okay, never mind. They're good. I'm going to do best team available, but sometimes even if you have a 99 overall, if you add him to a franchise file, they won't always start him. So they did actually start him there, which is actually really good. But let's just see. So this is, again, I'm going to sim for the we're going to do a 3-year sim here, okay? So we're going to go until the 2017 season. Because obviously that's the season that the Chiefs are supposed to get him, Patrick Mahomes. But Patrick actually didn't even play his rookie season. He was a backup to Alex Smith. He didn't play into the final game of his rookie season. So technically 2017 wasn't even the year of Patrick Mahomes. It was the year of Alex Smith. And then 2018 was the true year of Patrick Mahomes. And then obviously, the rest is history. So the first loss of the season comes to the Pittsburgh Squealers. Wow. Okay. The Raiders 5-1, Broncos 4-2, and the Chargers, this is still the San Diego Chargers, are 4-3. So this division apparently rocking really well right now. 7-1 Chiefs. This is back when the Lions sucked, so not surprising the Lions got absolutely booty butt tapped right there. Broncos 5-3. Keep in mind, 2015 was the year that they had Peyton Manning, and they also went ahead and won the Super Bowl in 2015. So let's just take a look at this 2015 roster real fast. They had Peyton Manning, but let's be honest, this was, if you remember, the awful Peyton Manning. This was last year in his career. He was absolutely horrendous. At one point, he got replaced by Brock Osweiler halfway through the season. Brock sucks so bad, he goes back to Peyton. Oh, it was a mess. And Brock goes over to Houston, gets that $70 million contract. They end up trading him to Cleveland and try to get rid of that contract. But Peyton, won the Super Bowl based on not his own skill. It was literally just his defense taking care of Cam Newton, and Cam Newton refusing to dive on a football. But that was a quite interesting Super Bowl where it wasn't about the defense. It wasn't about the offense. It was straight defense, which 2015, we were still in that kind of time period where defenses could lead the NFL and control. You could win a championship based on how good your defense is. Nowadays, obviously, it's not as much anymore. You're not gonna. Nowadays, with offenses being so stacked and overpowered, it's hard to even imagine that aspect anymore. But back in the day, that was a thing. And even 2015, I feel like 2015 was kind of on that edge of that area. And I'm going to go ahead and do this real fast. Let me go to franchise settings. And because I'm not really controlling this team, I'm just going to set everything to auto. This way it doesn't actually... I should have done this since the beginning, but because I'm going to sim the off seasons, I want the computer to handle everything. I don't want to mess with anything here because we're just kind of seeing what would happen if Patrick Mahomes did go ahead and join the Kansas City Chiefs here. So week 18 obviously is a bye week because there is no week 18 back in 2015. But the only 2 games that we did lose was the Pittsburgh Steelers, and we also lost to the Baltimore Ravens. So 2 AFC North matchups actually were 2 losses. So let's just take a look at this. So in the end, the Raiders did not look too good. But the Steelers went 13-3 with Big Ben Roethlisberger. Ravens went 8-8, 6-10, and 1-15 Brownies. Wow. The 7-9 Texans win the division. Reminds me of the NFC South a couple years after this. Patriots win. Bills are in the playoffs, and the Jets are in the playoffs. The Dolphins do not make it. Everyone in the East made it but one team. We are the only team in the West that made it. Packers made it in the North. South was the Panthers. East was the Giants. Okay. And then Seahawks made it in the West, but that was actually it. So let's see who wins MVP and why is it not Patrick Mahomes? It has to be Patrick, right? This is typical, man. It's not Madden if it's not Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes actually had a little bit of Lamar Jackson-esque season. Travis Kelce really benefiting from Patty Mahomes there. 12.5 sacks. We have 4 sacks there. Let's see. NFL. Let's go ahead and go to passing. Patty Mahomes leads the NFL, tied with Joe Flacco for the most passing touchdowns, but obviously less interceptions. The most passing yards was Patrick Mahomes. Obviously, probably went ahead and won MVP would be my guess. But Jarvis Landry, it's back when he was with the Dolphins, led the NFL in receiving yards. We have 16 sacks. We have 6 interceptions as a leader in that category. Hold up, let me go back to this. 20 touchdowns for Latavius Murray. Interesting. All right, so who won MVP? It was Patrick Mahomes. Okay. He beat out Tom Brady for MVP. And keep in mind, this would be interesting, but now we got to go to the playoffs, and there is a scenario where we could see Tom Brady versus Patrick Mahomes. We get the first round bye because we were the conference champions. And we play the Bills. Now, obviously, this is not the Bills with... Okay, so Steelers-Patriots, which that's an age-old matchup. But this is not the Bills with Josh Allen. Keep this in mind, 2015. So, is their quarterback... Oh, who was the Bills quarterback in 2015? Tyrod Taylor? It is Tyrod! T-Mobile! Oh, let's go. I just randomly thought about that. T-Mobile is actually the quarterback, and this would be the year. What's the year that they the Bengals beat the Ravens, which put the Bills in the playoffs, and there was that huge thing about it? I'm pretty sure that was the year. Anyway, though, yes, the Bills win. Oh, sorry, lose that game to the Chiefs. And now we have an AFC Championship matchup between Tom Brady and Patty Mahomes. So Patrick Mahomes' first year in the NFL, he gets to go against Tom Brady in the championship. And you are currently a free agent. I was fired. How was I fired? Wait, I have never been fired as a coach before. We got to the AFC Championship game and I got fired. Okay, yeah, not sure what exactly happened there, but let's just go ahead and become the coach again of the Chiefs. And now I took over for Patty Mahomes. What am I doing here? Okay, hold up. No, Clay. Okay, did I just retire Patrick Mahomes? Change role. Yeah, just make me the owner, okay? Former player, whatever. Alright, so let's take back over here. Patrick Mahomes lost in the championship to Tom Brady. So, kind of like, was it his... Early in his career, he played Mahomes in the... He actually played Brady in the championship and lost. So, it's actually very realistic to the beginning part of Mahomes' career. He lost 34-28 to Tom Brady. So, Mahomes did a lot, but could not get to the Super Bowl in his rookie season with the Chiefs. All right, so let's see how this second year goes. So starting off right away, we do have, actually, let me make sure I have this actually, I should have this correct. Let me just make sure that I'm actually able to draft, because we do actually have the draft set up correctly here for the new year. So let me see. So is any of these about drafting? No, off-season bidding, and yeah, I don't care about that kind of stuff. Okay, good. Because I want to make sure we have the correct draft class here. So let me go to choose draft class, and I go to import local files. I click on 2016, and that lets me be able to import the 2016 draft class, which is this one right here. Now, if we go ahead and skip forward, we can actually skip toward that draft class. And let's go ahead and just skip to the draft here. I have everything set to auto, so people will get re-signed. You know, players will leave, go somewhere else, whatever. But got that set to auto for that reason. So let's just go ahead and skip forward here. Now, we should have, I believe, what, the 29th? 29th overall pick? No, 30th. 29th or 30th overall pick, depending on how the NFC Championship game went. So we should have 29th, 30th overall pick to work with here. Hopefully we have I got a couple players in mind at the end of the first round. But again, it depends on who's available. And sometimes in these Madden draft simulations, you know, crazy things happen. All right, so let's go to the draft here. All right, hold up. Pause the draft here. And let's go ahead and see who's available. Show Ronnie Stanley's available. We don't really need offense, to be honest. I would like to work on defense. Noah Spence. Okay. Yannick Ngakoue. Wow. Yeah. Matthew Judon. Okay, he ends up being really good in the NFL in the end here. Deion Jones, obviously. Don't think that was Deion Jones's picture, though. Definitely not a correct picture of Deion Jones there. Kenny Clark for the Packers was really good for a little bit of time. We have Robert. Okay, I thought Rob Nikovic. That's not Rob Nikovic at all. Vernon Butler. I'm going to go with, yeah, I'll just go with Kenny Clark. He ends up being really good for the Packers for a good amount of time, actually. I'm not sure. Is he still in the Packers? I feel like he probably is still in the Packers. Anyway, though. Again, I have not looked at the updated rosters yet of this upcoming season. Anyway, Cole Nassib. He was a really good player for the Raiders for a period of time. Again, he's probably still good for the Raiders. I don't know. All right, I'm going to send the rest of these. Because now we're kind of peaking my football IQ. And also, I don't want to draft a player based on just, like, knowing that, oh, yeah, that player is good. And it's like, we don't need that player. And again, the point of this is to see how Patrick Mahomes does. It's not always just, you know, I'm not rebuilding this team. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, so let's just take a look at how this went. So DeForest Buckner went number 1. Obviously, he ends up going to the Colts, and then he goes to the 49ers in the end. Carson Wentz went to the Eagles, and now he is on the Cowboys. Is that ironic? The quarterback, well, actually, right now he's on the Chiefs, I believe. He's the backup for Patrick Mahomes, ironically enough. Joey Bosa, instead of the Chargers, he goes to the Colts. Jalen Ramsey, okay, that's exactly where he got drafted to in the first place, was the Jags. Corey Coleman, okay. Did he go to the Bills? No. He was a Brownie, I believe. Vernon Hargreaves, I believe he started with the Bucks, actually. Leonard Floyd, he started with the Bears. Josh Doxson, he started with the Commanders. He's still in the Commanders at this moment in time. Laquan Treadwell, he was actually drafted by the Vikings. I think he has like 2 kids or something. That's a random fact, by the way. Will Fuller to the Bengals. He actually, in real life, he was on the Texans before he got suspended a couple of times. Ended up going to the Ravens at one point. Shaq Lawson, okay. Zeke Elliott. So instead of going to the Cowboys, he gets drafted by the Eagles. Interesting. Dewan Lee, Hunter Henry, who actually goes to the team that he was drafted to anyway, the Chargers. Eli Apple, He actually was drafted by the New York Giants, then went to the Saints, then went to the Bengals. William Jackson III. Now he's on the Dolphins, by the way. Actually, no, I think he's a free agent, but he was on the Dolphins last season. William Jackson III got drafted here by the Rams. Now, he was a Bengal at one point. I know he also was a Commander. No, I think he's a Commander right now. Yeah, I want to say, did we? No, we did draft him. Yeah, the Bengals drafted him. So the Bengals drafted him in real life. Carl Joseph, he actually got drafted by the Raiders in real life. Jalen Smith got drafted by the Cowboys. Emmanuel Ogbah did get drafted, I believe, by the Dolphins. Jared Goff, yeah, obviously in real life went to the Lions. Well, he's on the Lions now. He started off his career with the Rams. Sheldon Rankins started off his career, I believe, with the Texans. Miles Jack. Interesting. Jaguars, by the way. But Miles Jack did have a period of time where he actually was supposed to be a top 10 pick, I believe, but then his injuries caused him to be a second-round pick. Xavier Howard, obviously, Dolphins. Audie Burns, Pittsburgh Squealers. Joshua Garnett, I don't know, to be honest. Laramie Tunzel, Dolphins. Actually, wait, so Dolphins he started with, right? But then he went to the Texans in the end. Ryan Kelly, wow. Okay, Colts guy, went to the Seahawks. Keanu O'Neal, Cowboys, now Steelers, went to the Giants, okay. Kenny Clark, we selected him. Ronnie Stanley, Ravens left tackle currently, went to the Packers. Nick Martin, Sterling Shepard. Sterling Shepard, did he go to the Bucks in real life, I feel like? Deion Jones, obviously the Buccaneers left us on linebacker. That is not his picture at all. Michael Thomas, Slant Man, Saints now going to the Lions. Kevin Byard, Eagles guy, but I think he started with the Titans, then got traded to the Eagles. So Titans guy going to the Bears. Yeah. So Paxton Lynch actually gets drafted again there by the Broncos. So in real life, they also drafted them. All right, so let's keep it rocky, keep it rolling, keep it showing, flowing. Okay. I'm going to sim to the regular season here. So now, this isn't going to be updated correctly, okay? Just a little side note here. This is going to be updated like... This could be like a normal NFL season, like it would this year. There's going to be, 18 games, 17 games, 18 game schedule, and it will also be more playoff teams. So just a little side note here. I know it sucks, but they can't do it every single year correctly for some reason. Madden, you have to do each year, like in franchise, you have to correctly set it up. It's a whole process. I just recently learned how to do it, how to actually change the weeks of Madden and add bye weeks or take away bye weeks. Yeah, it's a whole entire process. Promise you, it's a headache and a half to say the least. Anyway, though, Patty Mahomes starting off this season correctly, 4-0. So kind of doing what he did last season, which again ended because Tom Brady decided to end his season. It's kind of funny in real life, Tom ended his season in the Super Bowl and the championship. And now, obviously, we're not going to play Tom in the Super Bowl in this franchise. Unless he somehow left the Patriots and went to an NFC team, which I guess is possible, but probably won't end up happening here. Okay. Oh, I gotta respond to that. Okay, cool. Anyway, though, now we play the Pittsburgh Squealers, who ended our perfect season last season. So now we got to play them again here, which, let's see if they can end our perfect season twice now. 8-0. And survey says they did it again. Back-to-back years, the Squealers ends our perfect season. That is absolutely insanity. 24-0. Now we play the Patriots, 5-4 Patriots, and we beat them 35-0. That's what you call an AFC Championship rematch / you're just ticked off. Did Tom Brady lead the Patriots? Is that what I'm getting out of all this, by the way? I wouldn't be surprised because, man, they love him leaving the Patriots. Now he's still in the Patriots. I don't know why he's having such a bad season because now he's 5-5 on the year. So definitely not having a good season so far. Week 14, okay, we lost to the Falcons. Ironic. Week 16 here. Well, we lost to the Chargers. So we lost back-to-back games. And now we play the Chargers in week 16, the San Diego Chargers. Wait, what? I am so freaking confused right now. Did we not just play... Wait, when did we play the Chargers? Am I bugging here? Okay, we played the Chargers in week 15. Okay, Bucks week 16. Okay, I was... Like, am I just, like, completely out of, like, left field? Okay, whatever. We lost, like, 3 games in a row. That's what really this matters in the end. Okay, we finally won a game again. But because we lost 3 games in a row, I don't think we're going to win the conference. We won the conference. Okay, so it doesn't matter, apparently. We're 13-4. The Cowboys... The Packers went 17-0 with Aaron Rodgers. I have not seen a 17-0 team in a very long time in Madden. That's very difficult for the CPU to ever hit that. Because there's always a 1 or 2 games that's going to be determined where it's just, you're just going to get a random loss for no reason, pretty much. Like, you could be the better team in every way possible, and it doesn't matter. It's just how Madden works. So the fact that that actually happened like that is honestly crazy. Anyway, though, let's look at the playoff picture. So the Browns are number 2 seed. Wow. Okay. Guess Cleveland really had a bounce back year. Let's look at final stats. And then we're going to get into these playoffs and see how this ends up going out. So Mahomes, 25 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Yeah, this would happen when you don't really have the team that he has nowadays. The sad part is that's absolutely a lie. He probably had a better receiving core this year than he does. I mean, in this franchise than he does in real life. If we're being honest. If we're being perfectly honest, I don't like Mahomes, but he is a good quarterback. And, you know, yeah. Anyway, though, apparently Carson Wentz, Matty Ice, 40 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Matty Ice, 32 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. Paxton Lynch sucks. Yeah, that's not new. All right, so apparently, like, so many quarterbacks had better years than Patrick Mahomes did. That's kind of crazy, actually. We usually don't see that. And Matt Ryan won MVP, and Patrick Mahomes wasn't even on the MVP list. Dang. Yeah, we got Blake the Snake Bortles on this list as a top quarterback contender. Carson Wentz, Phil Rivers, Matt Ryan, Sam Bradford, Jameis Winston, Big Ben, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, Tom Brady, all above Patrick Mahomes. So Patrick Mahomes kind of getting absolutely railroaded right there. I did not actually, let me look at the other stats for rushing and receiving. I just looked at defense and quarterback. So let me look at this stats. So Eddie Lacy, Cheeseburger Lacy, leads the NFL in rushing yards. Tavius Murray, another good year. Matt Forte, Le'Veon Bell, Marshawn Lynch, Jamal Charles, Devonta Freeman, Zeke Elliott. So weird to see him on the Eagles. Julio Jones, man, Julio Jones was something else. He's still in the league, but like, he's not old Julio, man. That old Julio Jones was, he was someone else, man. All right, so let's see how this ends up going out. Raiders in the divisional. This is the Oakland Raiders, though. This is the Black Hole Raiders. And we won. Now we're playing the championship game versus the 9-8 Patriots again. Are you going to win, Mahomes? He wins. The Chiefs won by 3 points. They won by 3 freaking points. And now we have the 17-0 Packers versus the 13-4 Kansas City Chiefs. No team has ever gone undefeated and had a perfect season. How is this going to go? Are the Packers going to be the first team to do it? And they aren't. The Packers lose the Super Bowl, and they will be 1 game short, and that will be Patrick Mahomes' first Super Bowl, but he will not win MVP. Derek Johnson wins MVP. So the Packers could not go undefeated. See, that's what I'm saying. It's almost impossible for that to happen. For you to win every single game across the board there, that's almost impossible. And I just realized, by the way, so 17 was when he was drafted. So this upcoming draft would be 2017. So actually, there's no point to do it because it would have Patrick Mahomes in it. So, guys, in the end, I mean, it all ends with the same thing. Patrick Mahomes losing to Brady in his rookie year in the championship, and then taking them to a Super Bowl and beating the undefeated Packers. Tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. I'll see you guys next one.